Guys, if the gym isn't working, it might not be the gym. What's going on, guys? It's Cyrese. I'm doing another video. I want to talk today about why the gym isn't your problem and why something else might be instead. Gonna try to keep this video pretty short too. I don't want everything super long. Gonna try to keep it as short as I can. I don't like when these videos go on for too long. So let me just resize this real quick. I feel like I'm taking up the whole screen. Let's see. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get started. So the intro, the real muscle block. If you're a skinny guy and you're probably hitting the gym pretty hard, but you're not really seeing any muscle gains, I get that. I understand. You probably feel like you're doing everything right, but you probably feel like nothing is changing. To be honest, that was my struggle for a long time. That was my struggle for years. I pretty much lived in the gym. I was just thinking that more effort was the answer, but for a long time, I just kind of stayed skinny. I've been lifting for over 15 years now. 15 years of natural lifting experience. It's taught me a whole lot. And what I've happened to learn over the time is that a lot of the time, if you're not seeing any gains, it's usually not because of the gym. There's usually other conflicting issues. So in order to keep this video pretty quick, I'm just going to go over the uncomfortable truth, why your intense training might be actually making things worse. So we'll go over some actual bottlenecks outside of the gym that are probably sabotaging your gains. I'm going to start with breaking down a couple critical factors beyond just your workout intensity. I want to talk about recovery, I want to talk about fueling, and I want to talk about mindset and stress. If you want to learn more about this kind of stuff, there's a link in the description below. You can check it out. Check out my school community, my program, just a heads up. Okay, so let's go over recovery. The core idea here is that muscle isn't necessarily built in the gym. Your muscle as a natural guy is built during recovery, especially when you're sleeping. A lot of skinny guys, they waste gym effort by having improper recovery. So what are some key actions, key steps that you can take here? You have to understand that sleep is non-negotiable. If you want to have proper recovery and reap the rewards that come with actually training hard in the gym, then you need to focus on sleep. You need to sleep at least like 7 to 9 hours a day, hours a night actually, and that's non-negotiable. You got to be hitting those. Aside from that, you need to be strategic with your rest times. You need to have strategic rest days. Don't be training every day super hard, super intense to the point where you're killing yourself. If you do train every day, like I used to train 7 days a week and it works fine, you just need to be able to manage your load and make sure you're not killing yourself and you still have the proper time to recover. Aside from that, proper nutrition is super important too. So you need to be able to make sure that you're hitting your daily calories and your daily protein and getting enough carbs to make sure you've got energy to work out in the first place. Aside from that, you need to listen to your body too. That kind of goes along with working out 7 days a week, but that doesn't just apply to working out every day. This applies to any workout split that you actually end up deciding to do. So that means you need to manage your exhaustion, watch out for your soreness. So if you're super sore, that might be a sign that for your next workout you can take it a little bit lighter. Basically, every time you work out, you should be a little sore, but you shouldn't be so sore that you feel like you can't walk. That's a little too far. Any kind of drop in performance is kind of a flag you need to watch out for. As I said, you want to be progressing, but you don't want to be killing yourself every workout to the point that recovery is taking you too long. My own personal experience with this is that, I used to train 6-7 days a week, and for a long time I wasn't getting any sleep on top of that. I thought I was pretty cool. I thought I was badass. I felt like I was hardcore. But, in the end, I was just exhausted, and I feel like I wasn't really putting on any good size, and I wasn't actually recovering properly. When I started to cut down my workout days and prioritize my actual sleep schedule and took the proper time to rest and recover, that's when I started to see the best gains. That's it for recovery. Now I want to talk about fuel, aka fueling your body properly. The core idea here is that you might feel like you eat a lot and you probably feel full, but why aren't you seeing any gains? The truth is that it's about consistent, sufficient calories day in and day out, along with the right macros, aka hitting your protein every day, along with your calories, and making sure you're doing that while eating quality foods on top of that. You can do these kind of things where you hit your calories and you can hit your macros every day with crappy food, but it's super possible and you can do it. But if you do it with crappy food, I'll be honest, you're just going to feel like crap. You're going to feel like dog shit. What's up, girl? What's up, girl? What's up, dog? My dog over there. What are some key actions you can take with this then, in this case? First and most important is consistent calorie surplus, aka you need to be hitting your calories every day. If your bulking calories is say 3,000, 3,000, you need to make sure you hit 3,000 every day, and you just need to make sure that you're eating more calories than you're actually burning. On top of that, you need to prioritize your protein intake. So for example, I'll make it super easy. Say you weigh 200 pounds and you want to put on size. Well, actually, let's say if you're a skinny guy, you probably don't weigh 200 pounds. If you're a skinny guy, you probably weigh like 130, 140, 150. So let's say you weigh 140 pounds, for example. In that case, you want to be hitting 140 grams of protein every day. Basically, however much you weigh is how many grams of protein you should be eating. If you weigh 140, eat 140 grams. If you weigh 155 pounds, eat 155 grams of protein per day. Super easy. On top of that, you want to focus on getting good, smart carbs. That's going to be your rice, your beans, a little bit of bread and pasta here and there, not too much. That's going to help with your energy in the gym and making sure you actually get through your workouts and have enough energy to power through your workouts. Stick to nutrient-dense foods if you can. Your steaks, your potatoes if you're looking for more carbs. Chicken's pretty good. Get your veggies in here and there. And that's going to help on top of that too. My own personal experience with this is that I used to guess my calories. I eat a lot of junk food. For a minute, I was barely hitting my protein goals. And to be honest, I felt like I was always hungry. I was tired on top of that, and I wasn't really seeing any gains. My breakthrough moment is when I started to actually track my calories, and I was consistent day in and day out with hitting my protein on top of that, getting my sleep, and trying to do it with consistently quality food as much as possible. Number 3, we're moving on through the video pretty quickly, I think. Number 3 is your mindset and your stress. A lot of times for a lot of skinny young guys like yourselves, your brain can hold you back. Even if you got perfect training and perfect diet, a lot of times a negative mindset or just super bad stress is going to affect your gains really bad. Stress hormones break down the muscle, and a lot of the times like having self-doubt in yourself is going to kill your consistency. So what are some key actions that you can take here? To manage your stress, you can do simple things, incorporate some stress, reducing your stress management activities in your life. That can be anything that that can be anything that reduces stress in your life, whatever you like to do. Me, I play games, I hang out with my dog, hang out with my girl, we watch movies, we watch TV shows. I'll take a break every once in a while from working out to go play basketball. I grew up playing basketball and I love it, and it's also exercise, so that's good too. Some guys meditate, some guys sit in the sauna, some guys go on runs. Basically, do whatever to manage your stress as much as you can. The less stressed you are, the better and more optimized your body is going to function, which in turn is going to be better for your gains. Let's see, on top of that, you also want to work on cultivating a growth mindset. So what does this mean? This basically means that if you are a young, skinny, natural guy and you're trying to put on muscle naturally without any drugs or anything like that, then you need to stop identifying as a skinny kid, skinny dude. You actually need to believe in yourself and think and believe that you can grow. If you're stuck in that mindset of I'm skinny, You're constantly going to tell yourself, I'm skinny, I'm never going to grow, I'm stuck like this forever, I'm always going to be skinny, I'm always going to wear clothes are going to look loose on me all the time. But you need to switch out of that mindset and start telling yourself that you're in the progress of changing out of that. So you need to go from, oh, I'm a skinny dude to I'm skinny but I'm working out. I'm skinny but I'm working out and I'm making progress to grow. I'm making the changes that are going to be beneficial for me in my future. If you think like that and you believe in your own process as well as your own progress, then the gains are going to come naturally as long as you hit all those other things too. Aside from that, you also need to build discipline. This is an important factor of mindset too. You can't just rely on motivation for the gym. You need to start relying on systems instead. Systems are always going to outbeat motivation when your motivation starts to lack. In other words, there's going to be days when you aren't motivated at all and you don't want to go to the gym, and that's when you can rely on systems instead. So what are systems? An example system can be, if you're someone that likes to work out before school or before your job, then maybe you set an alarm early every day before you get up usually. That alarm will wake you up and you won't have to worry about motivation. You'll simply wake up because your alarm will go off, and that'll get you in the gym. If that doesn't work, maybe you have something like a buddy system where you and a partner work out together and you guys do that every Tuesday and every Thursday. If you've got something like that, then you guys can hold each other accountable, and that's going to make it easier than relying on yourself to keep yourself motivated to bring yourself to the gym. So yeah, basically that, that's basically to seek support. You can do this alone. As a natural young skinny guy, you can put muscle on. You can put your muscle on alone for sure. It's definitely possible. That's what I did, and I did it by myself for 15 years pretty much. I was lifting by myself. I taught myself everything I know about nutrition, diet, recovery, optimization, programming, exercise. I learned on my own by doing my own research, spending my own money, spending my own time. So what I'm trying to say is you don't have to do this alone. What I suggest is you find someone who's done it before, someone who's done it before you, and you talk to them. You ask them for tips, you ask them for help, because it's going to be so much easier rather than you doing it yourself. I literally spent thousands and thousands of dollars on courses over the years trying to figure out how to do these kind of things and how to learn this kind of stuff. And what I wish I did was I wish I just hired someone who could help me do it by myself or help me do it with them. It'd be so much easier. But I think that's it for mindset and stress that I want to talk about. I think we can wrap it up. I'm trying to keep this video short, like I said. So basically, the gym isn't your problem. Your muscle growth it's being bottlenecked by things like recovery, as I mentioned earlier, fueling your body properly, and mindset and managing your stress. If you can take care of these things, your gains are going to come way easier. Truth is, knowing this stuff isn't enough. You're going to need consistent implementation and support as well too. Just a heads up, I built a complete A to Z system specifically for young, natural, skinny guys like you who are trying to put on muscle. If you're interested, I've got a huge fitness program. I've got things like no BS nutrition guides on sleep and recovery. I talk about mindset and discipline. This all is included in my school community, which is kind of like a brotherhood. It's got my direct support too. Plus, you'll be surrounded by like-minded guys who are doing the same thing as you. If you are interested, it's a complete done-for-you system. This whole thing is designed to save you years of frustration from you trying to figure out yourself by me just giving you a complete roadmap that makes it super easy. If you are interested in that, I'll put the link in the description below. You can check it out. We can schedule a free strategy call, completely free of charge. Just get on the phone with me. We can talk a little about your goals, what you want to achieve, and maybe you can learn something and I can help you out. So yeah, if you're interested, check it out. If not, I will see you guys for the next video. Peace out.